Well, that didn't take that long, did it? DODY6, if you've been paying attention to this story, is an artist that featured on Kendrick Lamar's GNX, the Hey Now song. And he came out the last couple days and said that Kendrick's a B word, he's homeless, Kendrick ain't tapping in and helping him. And then come to find out his splits, his IPI was all wrong on the Hey Now song, which is probably why he wasn't. And now he's apologizing. But I was somebody who shot him bail because I could clearly tell he's been having substance problems and he's lost loved ones in his family recently and he's crashed his car. So I shot him some bail as somebody who can tell when someone's clucked out that he was clucked out. So here we go, the Ville video. DODY6
Now, I'm not gonna lie, bro. It
apologizes.
took a lot for Dodie to get to this point of realization. You know, DODY6 has been in the media lately, been in the news lately over the antics that he has been causing online, specifically talking about Kendrick Lamar, talking about how he didn't make money off Kendrick Lamar's Hey Now, talking about how he didn't really make money, is homeless, and has been going through things on math, replace the A for E, doing all
On math. By the way, before I forget, protect hip hop culture. Yeah, that's what we doing. Link in the pin comment. Go grab one. I'm sending personal thank you videos for 2 more days. You got 2 days to get a personal thank you video from me to everybody who purchased it. Link in the pin comment. And also my single Vengeance 3235 is out right now. The link will also be in the pin comment. After this video, I want you all to go comment and be like, I'm here after DODY6's apology, and I'm gonna be watching. So I want to see who really rock with me. So let's go.
this stuff, right? It took a lot of things for DODY6 to get to the point where he's at now, because it appears that DODY6 has finally decided to apologize, but it took him to crash out twice before he could even do that. So if you can take a look here, this is back when DODY6 said that Kendrick Lamar's Hey Now didn't do nothing for him. We later on in the channel had talked about how DODY6 really didn't have his financial situation or his business stuff straightened out. Artist advocate and Audiomack co-founder.
I've really been following this whole story through the Ville, so shout out to the Ville. They've been doing good videos about
also known as Brian Suzuki on X, had actually broken down DODY6's situation on the thread on Twitter.
Dodie, wow.
Or on X, whatever you call it. It was in this thread where Brian was able to break down exactly why DODY6 might have not been getting paid for the feature that he did for Hey Now. Quick, brief breakdown. He said because of an IPI number, which is a way for an artist to get paid for publishing, it looks like DODY6 didn't publish his information correctly, and that's why a possibility why he hasn't been getting paid for the Hey Now feature. This was broken down after the fact, after Dodie had came out and said that the feature didn't do nothing for him. He didn't get any money or any type of action like that, right? Brian had came down and broke that down. And then everybody kind of just gave their opinion on DODY6. DODY6 eventually, you know, as of recently, had got into a car accident. So he crashed out twice. He crashed out, you know, verbally, and then he crashed out literally. He ended up crashing his BMW, and it ended up injuring him and his girlfriend. And I can't show the video on YouTube, obviously, but you could.
Yeah, so I don't know about the crash out joke, but yeah, that's why I've been looking at this whole DODY6 situation, and I never like, you know, I don't like disloyalty ever. You know, I don't really like it. Just it's a nasty feeling to me. But as somebody who's been around, bro, who's been outside, I can tell when someone's clucked out, and you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to like take what they're saying as gospel when they on that JCAT business. You just not like you supposed to know like what they're saying right now is being controlled by a substance and by emotions. And if you know what he's gone through, I shot him a lot of bail. I honestly kind of found it sick that people like Adam22 were clearly just using DODY6 at his lowest point to exploit him for views because this channel apparently he needs the money. I also find it kind of like distasteful the way that some YouTubers even covered this, or Twitter, or just people in general, the culture covered this as if like you've never had someone in your family that has substance abuse problems, someone in your neighborhood, like I've seen all of that, bro. I was one of those dudes who had the dude in the neighborhood. He didn't know used to hurt nobody. He didn't know, but he used to be outside off the jinkies, nigga. Might be doing a dance. And as kids, you say, that's it. You know, clucks don't never fall. They look like they might be, but and they got infinite energy. So it's like I would never take him when he's screaming some random shit as God. So it's just like we got to shoot a little bit more bail, more empathy, and I think it comes a little bit with the stand-em of being that kind of comes with stand-em, and I think people are looking at this as a slight to Kendrick, so they're like, going at him. But Kendrick's not even, you know what I mean? Kendrick's still performing Hey Now and doing his verse, so it's like, I never.
YouTube, obviously. but you could see
I
them
never got
in a wrecked BMW, and he goes live,
he's
with
clearly
his
spiraling
girlfriend
right now,
and
bro.
him in the car, and he's
I'm not gonna
severely
lie.
injured. Both of them are severely injured. He's pretty banged up from the side of his head,
I hope he
and
gets the
so is
help
his
he
girl.
needs,
His
for
girl
real.
looks very distraught in the video. I'm not too sure how it happened or the details on it, but they did crash, and there is a live going on around online where you could see it. I just can't share it here, but you could see him saying that he's not going to go to the hospital. He refuses to go to the hospital, and he puts the camera on his girl, and like I said, she looks completely out of it. And I'm not sure if it was because of the car accident. I'm
Something
not
going
sure
on
if
with
it was
him, bro.
because
He
of the
needs
things that
serious
Brian
help.
Sazuk, the gentleman, had posted. I'm not sure what it was. The comments online, him reading them, or whatever the case may be. I'm not sure what ended up changing his tone.
He what do you mean you don't know what it was? This shit wore off, bro. Like, niggas really ain't never had clucks in their life. That's crazy. Like, it don't even have to be something like, like, so you niggas come from neighborhoods where there's no clucks. Like, no clucks. You never ever ran across, nigga. Yeah, he was off the gadzooks. And then now the gadzooks wore off, and now he's back kind of more into his mental state of where he is. It wouldn't surprise me until he gets the help he needs. It wouldn't surprise me if he crashes out like this again, bro. Somebody needs to help him before he gets a hot bag, bro. That's really what we should be like. I know what it is. I'll tell you what it is. He ain't hit up the plug ain't came to him. He low on stuff. He's to his right mind right now.
But after this crash out, after the little crash out with his BMW, and after everybody voicing their opinion online, DODY6 has finally went to the internet and tried to apologize to Kendrick Lamar. You see here, he says, "I want to publicly apologize to Kendrick Lamar for calling cuz a bitch." He says it right here. He is far from that and ain't did nothing but bless me in my life. So it looks like DODY6 is finally coming to his senses. Maybe he's decided to talk with a clear mind. Maybe he's taken a step back and analyzed a few things, everything that's been said, everything that's been done. And let me remind you, I think it's just this morning where he recently got into a wreck. So I don't know, maybe there's a lot of things going on. Like I said, there was also an issue with his personal life. They're saying that he had lost a loved one and things like that. So
it could be because I think the majority of the reason why he was crashing out was because substances and mental issues with things he's going through. I think the reason why he's coming to his senses now might have to do with the crash, might have to do with him realizing his mortality from that, but also might have to do with the fact that in a crash, he might have gone to the hospital. He might be around people where he can't get to the substances he used to. You understand me?
My condolences, like I said, but it looks like everything has happened pretty fast up until the point where he started, lashing out online. And I guess he's finally taking this time to apologize. And I'm wondering if it has anything to do with the wreck that he got into earlier this morning. I'm not sure if that was this morning. You can correct me in the comments. But I'm wondering if it has anything to do what's been going on with the coverage revolving around him lately. This is the story where he actually tags Kendrick Lamar and he tells him, I'm sorry. You did nothing but bless me. And it's true, though. Kendrick really didn't do anything but give him an opportunity. And it's like I said, bro, it's really what you do with that opportunity.
But that's another thing that is very basic addict behavior, bro, is you lash out at the people who helped you. You lash out to the people closest to you. Have you ever seen, even if you've never seen them intervention videos? You remember that viral meme of that black dad was where his son goes, "I still love you," and he goes, "Meh." That was minus the comedy of the moment. You got to watch that whole thing. Like the people that get hurt the most from addicts, from whatever you want to call it, cluck, JK, what the people that get hurt the most are the people that help them the most, for sure.
People can't really guide you and then hold your hand every single step of the way. They can't do that for you. You're an adult. You're a grown person, and even though people do,
I got an AZ check. What 2 times reaction coming? Stay tuned.
That's what it's up to you to be responsible for yourself and take care of yourself. That's really on you as an adult. You have to have that type of maturity and responsibility to take care of yourself as a person. But if you ask me, this is one big step. This is one big step for DODY6 to finally make amends for the mistakes that he has made in the past. I really do feel like this is a good step moving forward. Like I said, from the car crash, from somebody passing away, from all the things revolving around DODY6, his financial and business issues. Like I said, he shouldn't have came out and blamed Kendrick Lamar for all of that. Shouldn't have called him out of his name for all of that. But him apologizing and doing all of this is a first step to the right path. I think he was led astray. I think he probably, was very, very conflicted, and everything that was going on, it might have put something in his head to make him feel some type of way. But it looks like he's trying to come away from that. It looks like he's trying to get away from that and trying to make amends for the mistakes that he's made in the past. Apologize.
You want the part about this, and maybe because I'm looking at this as just a human being and not on some fan stand shit. So y'all are to everybody who's like destroying DODY6 right now, trying to kick his back in because he said that. First of all, you're telling me, if you're someone who drinks or has been drunk before, you're telling me while you were drunk, you've never said some wild shit that when you were sober, like, why did I say that? You've never done, like, stop it, bro. Like, just like, what really should have happened is when he texts out. The only reason we know this because Adam 22. When he texted out to Adam, Adam should have known. Let me not put this out. He literally said he's on Blue Magic. He literally said he off the. Let me not post this. And you would think that Adam 22 is just not a human being, bro. That nigga's a specter of evil, my nigga. Because it's crazy that he did the same thing to John Gabbana. This is no different than what he did to Boom Gang. This is no different. And he tried to act like he learned from that. I'll never exploit somebody when they clearly need help and they're off substances. Really, nigga? Really? I really hope that whole platform just, shout out to bankruptcy, nigga.
Apologizing to Kendrick Lamar is one very big step into continuing down the right path. I feel like this is a good look. I really do hope that DODY6 does actually end up learning from all of this. And I really do hope that he did go to the hospital. I can't share that video on here, but that car crash looked very severe, bro. I don't even know why or how he went live right afterwards.
And I don't think it happened this morning because somebody commented on my last video and said that after DODY6 got into that accident, they might have thought it might have been him trying to take himself out, which is cowardly if he's doing that with his girl in the car. I would never
only attention would have been going to the hospital.
I think it's more.
But you can clearly see that if you're in a very, very messed up position, getting into a car accident, then the one thing that's on your mind is apologizing to Kendrick Lamar. It really just tells you where his head is at right now. You know what I mean? Like, y'all, man, like all this stuff is going on, and all he could think about is trying to make things right with the people that he did wrong. So, and it's always important to make sure that the apology is as loud as the disrespect. I think that's the important part right here, to make sure that the apology is as loud as the disrespect. I feel like this is a lesson that we can learn,
don't even understand
from a business aspect, from Dodie not being able to completely get his business situation straightened out. I think artists can learn from that, understand that there's certain things that you have to do being an entertainer, because this is an entertainment business. Like I said, you got to be good at the entertainment, but you also got to handle the business side of everything also. And another lesson is to never lash out on somebody who gave you one of the biggest lobs ever. Never take the blessings for granted.
All right, I'm going to leave the rest of this video. I always like to leave a little bit, so, a little cliffhanger. If y'all really want to see the whole ending of it, go check out his video. But like I said, bro, DODY6 clearly was going through something. And let me be honest. Some people might not like this. Niggas don't care about DODY6. This is what it feels like when Lil Wayne's bus got shot up. Niggas don't care about DODY6. Niggas only care because this had something to do with Dot. You know what I mean? And that's the only reason that it came to me even knowing. But the only reason Adam 22 cared to post this is because he was it looked like he was kicking in Dot's back. So if niggas really cared about DODY6, because what's going to happen is he's going to apologize and this is going to disappear and nobody's going to think of this nigga again. And I'm not even saying that I will. I'll probably be the same way. I'm just saying our nature. I hope DODY6 gets the help he genuinely needs. He clearly needs some help right now, and I don't fully blame him for everything he's gone through. I mean, that he's done the last couple of days, especially the apology. There's no point of. I've seen people making fun of him for apologizing. It's just like, y'all would think that he said something about y'all, nigga. Goddamn, nigga. Like, so it is what it is. Shout out to Dodie. I still love Hey Now. Who the fuck you think I am? I think I'm Joker. What up? Harley Quinn, I'm in the cutter with a blower. Hey, shit, get spooky. 8 days, October, nigga, what? That shit's still fire, nigga. I would still bump that. Shout out to Dodie, bro. Get the help you need, man. And stop with the, you know what I mean? This ain't like Kanye, where it's like he's clearly using, he specifically said, I'm off substances right now. He said it. So it is Dodie. Now, I will say, he should expect niggas to not be happy with him, but I'm not one of them. So go ahead, bro. Maybe I have mercy because of how I was raised, but go ahead, bro.